Happy Monday, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge for the 9:30 nightly podcast that tells it like it is. There's not many podcasts that have a live show every night. And yeah, Mark, we're a minute late, but we're here, and we're here every night. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for being here. Hit the like. Even if we're late, hit the like. Just hit the like. Smash the like, whatever you want to say. Jay's a little blurry on my end.
Am I blurry? I don't know. Hey, I see 918. Let's just get going, man. I see 918's comment. Hey, 918. Nico, is he going to draft flag? I wouldn't pet it past him not to draft him.
Hey, Jay, I got a scenario for you.
He may draft somebody totally random.
Jay, where he may be the most brilliant mind in the history of the NBA.
How?
Jay, is Doncic a free agent?
You're saying he could come back to Dallas?
What if he gets Cooper Flag and Doncic and Anthony Davis? Who's going to make fun of him then?
Jeremy, that would have to happen first.
I'm saying, isn't he a free agent?
I don't know about Luka.
If he is and goes back, they would have Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag, Doncic, and Kyrie.
He might be, actually. But
then who would be laughing at Nico?
Yeah, hey, Fears is going to be a top 10 pick. This was talked about all year long. People laughed, but he's going to be a top 10 pick. I think I saw projected going to Brooklyn, but he could go higher. He's a good player. He's going to be a good NBA player. The Spurs, man, are set up nice where they're at number 2 pick. They are set up nice.
Hey, I don't want to argue about the rigged NBA because, one, no one can prove that it's rigged, so why argue it?
Okay, but Jeremy, I got to read this. I sent this earlier. I got to read it.
I don't give a rip.
I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it anyway, Jerm. I'm going to read
that
it
it's
anyway.
rigged, Jay. Prove that it's rigged. You can't. So
I'm going to read it anyway. Ready?
What? Yeah, I know.
The Cavs won the lottery immediately after LeBron left. The Pelicans won the lottery immediately after CP3 trade. The Pelicans won the lottery again immediately after the AD trade. The Mavs win it immediately after the Luka trade. All I'm saying is you can read all you want, Jerm. Here's another thing. And I think the question, the bigger question to ask, Jerm, the bigger question to ask would be this. Is it time to change the lottery? And what I mean by it, NFL, they don't do that. Because since 2019, no team that finished dead last in the NBA and had the highest chances to win the lottery have won it.
Oh, I know. It looks bad, Jay. Hey, Chester, going back to the Patrick Ewing days. Hey, quick thing, Sooner fan. Giannis to San Antonio. You heard it here first. Wrong. I heard it on Stephen A. Smith first. Nice try.
Well, Sooner fans just saying he thinks that from the people in the chat, Jerm.
Oh, I thought he said he called it. He's calling it.
Yeah, Mavs won the lottery. I agree. I think it's dumb. I think it needs to be changed. I'm ready for him to change it.
Mark, that is a great take. Someone give me some rips because I don't give any.
You don't give a rip, Germ. No, couldn't let the Thunder have that. It is kind of weird, though. Luka goes to – I saw this all over Twitter tonight. Luka goes to the highest market, biggest market, NBA, Lakers, and then somehow Dallas gets the number 1 pick. I mean, you know what their chances to get the number 1 pick was tonight? Like 1.8, dude. 1.8, Germ.
Yeah, and they
got hey, give me one thing in your life that you've had a 1.8 chance to have happen and it happened.
I mean, I'm wrong, and there's not a big chance of me being wrong, but I'm wrong some. So.
Oh my word! Seriously, you're going to go down that road?
Wow. I'm just teasing you, Jay. Just teasing you.
Yeah, it did not look good for Tatum. That game was over anyway. They were going to be down 3-1, but that pretty much seals the series.
That series is over. So you're saying Grey God and Bobby have a chance against us in basketball, Jay?
Yeah, 1.8 chance, Jeremy.
So they got a chance.
They got a chance. Having photographed memory. Colin, you're right about this. San Antonio about to be a serious threat in the West.
And maybe Giannis.
Maybe Giannis.
What are we going to talk about tonight?
What are we going to talk about? There's nothing going on in football, man. It's disappointing. I hate this time of year for football. I hate it.
I'm confused on why you're so blurry on my end.
Am I blurry for everybody else, or is it just Jeremy's eyes?
I'm crystal clear. You're blurry.
Did you see the Texas-Ohio State game, Fox game, get week 1?
I did see that. Dallas Cowboys Eagles week 1.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to leave and come back, man. I'll see.
I mean,
I'm gonna hit.
you're not
I'm gonna hit
lagging.
the portal.
You're not lagging.
I'm gonna hit the portal, but I'll be back on the team. Okay.
Okay. Jay's hitting the portal. I'm not sure if we're gonna accept him back. It'll be determined. We may process him and see what we can get for him. Wow, Mark, that's a little in depth there. Can the OU women's basketball program bring in another player? Yep, they can. They absolutely can. But not sure if they will or not. I'm sure they'll bring in someone. Colin, I said this to my son earlier. Pacer Knicks in the finals. If the OKC Thunder get there and don't win it, it would be an absolute travesty. Speaking of something that'd be a disappointment. Jay, I asked this question earlier. You didn't answer. You didn't answer my call. Thanks for leaving me and not answering it. But
what do you mean?
I asked the question. We rarely talk OU baseball. It's like the one sport that we just don't talk a lot about, Jay. But has it not been a disappointing season thus far?
Well, I'm going
to admit first that I don't watch a lot of OU baseball until it gets a postseason. So I first admit I just don't. So I'm really questioning. Has it been a disappointing season thus far?
With the way they started the season, I would say yes. The other reason I would say yes is I think if you ask most MLB scouts, they have 3 pitchers that are going to be in the major leagues.
And maybe the best pitcher in the history of OU.
Well, it's not a disappointment until the season's over. You got the postseason still. You got to see what happens there.
I think this team can can do something in the postseason.
Hey,
I'm saying up until now, right now at this point, has it been disappointing?
Well, down the stretch, it's been bad, and I think that's part of the problem. Hey, the question is this. If they sweep Texas this week, do you think they get a host? I say yes.
If they sweep Texas, they might host, Jay.
I think no, not mine. I think if they sweep Texas, they host.
Hey, Austin, I'm going to tell you how I became a Royals fan. We were born in Texas. We moved to Salina, Kansas, but we always listened. Always listen to the radio with Denny Matthews, Fred White. We'd play outside and listen to the Royals baseball on the radio. That's why we became a Royal fan with Willie Wilson, Frank White, Kevin Seitzer, Mike Sweeney, George Brett. Keep going. I mean, that's when we were Royal fans.
Bo
Jackson.
Bo Jackson. It's just, man, listen to the game on the radio back in the day. I can't tell you the last time and maybe people in this chat do this. Maybe you listen to T-Row or whatever for football. I have not listened to a pure game on the radio, just only radio, in probably maybe like 10 years.
Hey, and Jay, there was something about it. There was something about it. Like you knew the calls. You could anticipate when there's going to be a big hit. You could hear the crack of the bat before they said what happened. It was amazing. And by the way, I've got to say it while we're on it. We're talking about announcers like Fred White, Denny Matthews, Denny Treese. Jay, did you see today? Chris Berman, 50 years at ESPN.
Who?
Did I see that?
Who?
I thought I saw something about someone had 50 years at ESPN.
Who? Chris Berman?
Is that what I saw?
I don't know what you saw. I wasn't in the same room as you.
I didn't read it all, but I thought I saw it come across my screen. Hunter will know.
Hey, Berman, I think Berman did a great job, man. When he was on there, he used to be on there a lot more.
50 years. Do you remember his when he was the anchor of SportsCenter, when someone hit a home run, what he did?
Yeah. Back, gone. Back, right?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I thought I read it was 50 years. Oh, so in 2029, it will be 50 years. Hey, with recruiting being bad as it's been, Drum said, you're likely to spend money on retention and transfers more than high school recruits. Said the plan is develop and keep players long-term. Thoughts?
Recruiting
is still more important, in my opinion.
High school recruits, in my opinion, are more important than transfers.
But Jay, but I will say, just because you get high school recruits nowadays means nothing because you got to be able to keep them.
And I think 918 was also along the lines where he'd be fine with going after transfers because you're getting people that have already been developed somewhere else. So you
you do have to have retention. You do got to have retention.
And you got to be able to get
the way.
You have to get all of them now. You got to be able to do high school recruiting too. So
this is a great idea by Mark. We should start this tomorrow. Active day counter on the live that says Hunter might be able to get that set up by tonight.
I'm sure he could do it right now.
Hunter, before this show's over, a little homework for Hunter since he's the GOAT of television show, YouTube show producing. If you haven't seen the latest thing he did about Willits over at the high school that just won another state title.
Fort Bragg, or
I think Cobb, or really elite recruit that could go pro, or he's going to be at OU. Go check out the video that Hunter did on that. But it was great. But Hunter, maybe you can get a ticker by the time we leave tonight.
KB says 104 or 103 days, what he says. Jay and Jeremy, it depends on the roster. What are the needs? Portal has changed the ball game with major NILs. I agree with that. Wait, what is this statement?
She's no longer on the team because she went home for personal reasons. Nowhere has it said that she's not no longer a Sooner unless something came out today. In fact, I think it was her mom. I think it was her mom that tweeted out the other day and liked Patty's tweet and retweeted it. So,
she's a Sooner. I think she's just dealing with
the. I don't think that's accurate, Lane.
Unless something totally changes. So,
Sooner fan, we did this last year on New Year's Day, didn't we, Jay? Didn't you put something together? That video's out there. There's a video out there from last year.
Oh, yeah. I put one together last year.
Jay put one together. You can find it somewhere. Go to New Year's Eve and see if you can find it.
It's out there. It's out there. Probably on TikTok, too. It was pretty good. Remember the
a lot of me yelling.
Alabama? Yeah, a lot of you yelling for sure. I think we had the rap from Coconut on there as well. Well, she might not be on the team, like with the team, but she's on the team. Like, she's not leaving.
Yes, she is not.
She's not leaving. Now, 918 says, personally would have rather have kept a Lewis Carter type than gotten Shield Knight. I get that. I'm with you on the retention.
He's got it right here. Already done, Hunter.
Already in the ticker. There it is on the ticker. Look at the ticker below here. Days since OU football last recruit, 104 days. Hunter, there it is.
Daniel Odom.
Look at that. AI Hunter is unbelievable.
Do you get this anywhere else? I'm genuinely curious if you do.
Hunter's going to enter the portal and go somewhere else, man.
No, Hunter won't enter the portal.
Because they're going to come after him. Geez.
No one's tampering right now. They're scared. They're not going to tamper.
That was about as quick as you're saying you have a photographic memory. You boys are definitely in good hands now with Schlotz and Weiner. Oh, you're talking to KB. I see.
I could definitely see retention being a big time. I mean, okay, so let's just say this. Guys who are true freshmen or redshirt freshmen on this year's squad. You ready? Let's do a little game here. Ready? Danny Okoye, pay to keep him or go get a stud recruit out of high school.
Danny Okoye? Mm-hmm. Pay to keep.
Right. I think that's what 918's getting at.
No, I understand that, but every other team in college football has to pay to keep, but they're not losing their recruits.
But everything is getting more expensive. You're going to have you can't do both.
Wait a second. Texas does both.
You're not going to be able to continue to do it, Jay.
Other teams are. Other teams are, Germ.
Oh, my gosh. Do you know how things work in life?
Yeah.
Next year, everyone's price tag will be higher. And then the next year, everyone's price tag will be higher.
You have to have more money.
Every true freshman coming in, their price tag is going to be higher.
And you have to have more money.
High school players are going to be demanding $1 to $2 million do you not know how this works? KB, you can sit here and say you will, but it's going to have to stop at some point. You're not going to be able to keep raising the price tag and paying both. I'm just saying you're not.
You are if you make a lot of money.
Well, I just don't see a world that happening, Jay.
Hey, what do you think about being in Josh Pate's top 10?
Cool. That's all I think about it.
I like Josh Pate. I like that they're in the top 10. I don't put a whole lot of stock into it until I see something a couple games into the season.
Jay, it is going to be a major problem. I don't know how you can't agree with this because here's the deal. A 5-star stud out of high school is being recruited by, let's say, Tejas. And you have a guy who's been there 2 years who is elite, could maybe go pro at Tejas. And the high school guy who's a 5-star stud, maybe the best player at his position in the entire country, says, I want what that guy's making. You're not going to pay it. You can't. Because then the other guy's going to say, if that high school kid's getting what I'm making, you better up my price right now.
Yeah, I mean, you up his. Yeah.
No, you can't keep doing it, dude. Jeez.
Well, until teams stop doing it, I'm going to say you can.
But you can't. We're 1 or 2 years into this.
Until teams stop doing it, I'm going to say you can.
Teams have. They have stopped.
Pay S Texas 2, PSU 3.
Enough is enough already. Exactly. Domino effect. Exactly.
It might be enough is enough, but people are going to pay it, Jerm. You're still if you don't think they are. What is more important, sports or academics? Well,
for fans, it's sports. For people, it should be academics. But
the long run, the academics.
Lane, what kind of question is that, Lane? I mean,
for the fans, academics will take you farther. I mean, down the road.
For fans, it's sports.
Aaron says teams that don't have the money have stopped. Okay, I could agree with that.
What's more important, Lane? Sports, academia, or money? Hot take, Colin. The NBA for awards backfired. It pushed stars to play more than regular season, but the added wear led to more injuries in the playoffs and worse basketball when it matters. I just think when you got... I don't think so.
Who's winning the T-Wolves game? Hey, let's open up the phone lines. You want to? Open up the phone lines, Hunter. Drop the link in there. Check out the FanStop, www.thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. Hey, you're going to want to sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Do it by the 20th so you can get next month's Shirt of the Month. But great officially licensed merchandise. Check them out, thefanstop.com. Here we go. Phone lines are open. There you see the link. It's in the chat. Right there it is. Check it out. Call in. Whatever you'd like to talk about, we can talk about. Not a whole lot to talk about football-wise, but we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Bryce says, I understand the concern about tight end, but Arbuckle only completed 13 passes to a tight end last year. Yeah, but he might do more if he had a better tight end. So, Austin has a hot take about injuries. What's your hot take, Austin?
Deliver the hot take. KB is on here. KB, let's hear it.
What's up, KB?
I think a lot of this talk coming from, I don't know if y'all saw it or not. They were talking about it on one of the Texas podcasts. I don't know these RJ and Coop. Does that sound familiar?
RJ Young.
And Coop, some guy he was with on there, they were talking named Coop. They kept calling him Coop.
Are you sure it wasn't Jay with Unfair and Coop?
Yeah, Jay and Coop. I think
no, it was Jay, maybe Jay. Yeah, right. Yeah. And that's what that whole deal was about, is how he was saying, I guess they were talking about what y'all are talking about, the disappointment in recruitment. And that's how I knew 100 days, because they started talking about it on the text. Anyway, so I went and looked at it, and they were saying, hey, if you think that they're going to pay the money for a bunch of the big 5 stars anymore, that's probably not how this is going to work. And he was talking about something that Nagy was doing reconstruction in the organization, and it was going to be a lot of supposedly what his forte is, trying to find lower school guys with bigger talent. And I think that's where a lot of this talk's coming from. But that's what that whole show was about.
So, I didn't see it, but
I didn't see it. So they're saying that OU is going to stay out of the highs, aren't going to be as big.
Well, yeah, they were talking about. They interviewed Pete Nakis on there as well. I think that was the same one, and they were talking about NIL. One of the guys asked, "Hey," and this may have been on Stoya, but they were, I watched them both the same night, and they were asking him, but the comment was on both shows. And they were asking, hey, what do you think? You're the guru of this thing. Is Oklahoma top 15, top 10 in NIL? And he said, no, man, if I'm being truthful, probably about the top 30 as far as nationwide, not SEC. And
I find it very hard to believe there's 29 teams ahead of OU right now paying.
Say what you will. I don't know. That's just what he said.
15, maybe 15, 18, 30 though.
That's what he said. He said that they were probably in the top 30. That's what Pete Nako said. Anyway, so that got, I guess, to talking, and that kind of what Jay and then we're talking about. And he said, well, yeah, we've heard too that Nagy's doing some restructuring, and there's going to be a lot of retention money spent being on retention and trying to find some portal guys, but don't expect to be excited about a bunch of high star guys coming in under the way they're going to do things. So I think that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think that's where a lot of this talk.
There could be the mindset of, if it's going the way I think it's going to go, which what I just said about 5 minutes ago, that the price tags are going to keep going up. Maybe OU's ahead of the game and getting a guy who's good at budgeting and a guy who can find needles in a haystack.
Yeah, but if you got the money now to do it, you might as well do it, because it's not going to hurt you in the long run. I mean, a lot of those people, and that a lot of the people, and he kind of mentioned that they didn't go into it a lot. The ones that have it are going to run it up until they can't.
Yeah, I mean,
the money, they're going to spend it as long as they can and take.
It should be published somewhere. How much everyone's spending on the football program? They should publish it. I'd like to know.
So what they're saying is that OU's going to not spend as much on high school recruiting. They're going to spend more to retain and in the portal.
They're going to try to spend more in the retain, and that they're going to go. And he talked about, yeah, I know there's a bunch of guys here from Arkansas State and McNeese or wherever those guys were from and whatnot. And he says, but, they're going to try to find higher star talent in the lower ranks and spend a little money in the portal and spend most of the money retaining. And just said, I want, people kind of need to get used to maybe not seeing the big names or the big signs like you're waiting for.
Well, I think there's a little bit of and we'll see how it works. I mean, if they're going to do that, but obviously I think if you say high school recruiting, transfer portal, and retention, I think the number one thing is you got to retain players, because if you get good ones, you can't let them go to the other team.
Sure.
But high school recruiting you can't fall from a top 10 recruiting school all the way down to the top 30 or 40. It's got to still be up there.
Right. And that's what that Jay guy usually pretty, he's pretty sunshine pumper usually, and he even was like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, that's just kind of the way it looks like it's rolling. I don't know what he was talking about, because like I said, I'm just going off what they were talking about. Something about Nagy redoing organization way thing anyway. And they talk about it, that deal, the whole thing. And that's pretty much what the whole show was about. So
I'll have to check it out. I haven't watched it, so I'll have to go check it out.
Because that Jay guy is usually with another dude that wears glasses. You know what I'm saying? That John something or maybe. But this was
John Williams. He's on that show too. John Williams.
Okay, yeah. Well, this was not him. This was just Jay and this dude he kept calling.
Cooper, yeah.
Yeah, unfair sports, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Like
Yeah,
I said,
unfair
and I
Hey.
didn't know about it until it hit one of the Texas sites were talking about it, and they were like, because they were like, "What's the deal?" Because of what got it started was the QB situation, and that's what he was talking about. The QB situation is what this guy RJ or Jay and him started talking about. It looks, if you don't quit messing around, they're going to end up with no quarterback because of the way things are falling, and they're like, looks like Bo Bennett or whatever that guy's name is he's on board, but he said, man, if things don't fall right, we're going to end up not having one at all. So that's what got it all started, and then that's what they were talking about in the Texas podcast, and so I turned it on there, and that was what the whole thing was about, the whole new organization and restructuring and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
and anyway, I just think that's where a lot of this is coming to. You know what I'm thinking? A lot of this is talking about.
Maybe so. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, KB.
All right.
Hey, Jay.
Good night, man.
The next caller, it just said the real Gray God. Now it says Coconut Greg.
Yeah, he was playing with you, Jerm. He was playing with you. What's up, Greg?
I thought we had, like on the show Scooby Doo, they reveal themselves. The villain reveals themselves, and you realize it was just like I thought maybe Greg got a Coconut Greg. I didn't know what to expect here. What's up, Coconut Greg?
We are not one and the same. It's not a Bruce Wayne Batman. I was just being silly. I was gonna do that because that was the thing. Like I don't know, like a few months back, people calling in to pretend to be Grey God or whatever. But then I realized my avatar was still me. So
that's what gave it away.
Gave it away, man.
Yeah, that's all good.
You gotta find Grey God's avatar, man.
Yeah, next time. So I was just trying to get y'all's opinion. So Michigan, they came out and like, okay, we're going to suspend more or whatever for his potential dealings in the whole Connor Stallions thing. But they're going to suspend him for 2 games, but they specifically chose game 3 and 4.
Exactly.
Like, what are we even doing here? Like,
it's ridiculous.
Didn't Moore get to pick the 2 games or?
I don't know. I didn't hear that. But the fact that they're picking and choosing, like if you're going to suspend someone, it should be the next 2 games up on the schedule. But the fact that, they're not going to do it for the first game, because they got to get that one right. Not going to do it because Oklahoma, he went here and all that, but they're going to do it for 2 random teams in games 3 and 4. It seems ridiculous to me.
It would, Greg, it would be like me telling my oldest son, hey, you're grounded for 2 days. And then he says, okay, Dad, one day is going to be when we're going to our brother's recital. And then the next one, can it be, on a church day or something, so I don't have to do this or what? I mean, that's ridiculous.
But Jerm, and 918's right. It's self-imposed, so they're going to pick the ones they want. Why wouldn't they?
Well, it's clearly like we're punishing ourselves. Wink, wink.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. But that's what you have to do with the NCAA, or they're just going to come after you.
They're not going to come after anyone.
Well, the fact that you self-impose anything to try to escape some type of real punishment is also just itself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I get it.
It seems like y'all think it's as silly as I do.
I do, but hey, the good news is he's not. I guess he's going to be in Norman, and to beat them with their head coach might mean more anyway.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
And I did think it was interesting that they chose not to do the OU game when in all reality, it doesn't matter nearly as much as their conference game against Nebraska. Why would he pick Nebraska to miss?
Well, I guess they're maybe not as confident in Nebraska. I don't know.
Why didn't they do 1 and 3? It must have to be consecutive games.
No, he probably wanted to coach a couple games under his belt so the staff kind of has some consistency of what they're doing.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But
it's all
garbage, right? It's garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah. My other thought, now this isn't like any official news or anything, but I've heard a couple other outlets talking about how Nick Saban might become the potential commissioner of college football. Have y'all heard of that?
I've heard that thrown around.
I just don't see. I mean, it would be cool, I guess. Well, we really don't know what it would really entail. But do you think the NCAA is going to specifically put someone in charge like that for one sport? It just seems like they wouldn't give up that kind of control.
Well, I don't know if at some point you got to wonder how much longer the NCAA is going to
True.
Could there be something where they're going to say, forget this, everyone else? But I do think they're going to have to go by sport, just like you're getting general managers for each sport. Football itself is a monster, and it's a monster that is on the loose, and no one can contain it right now. That's the problem. They need to get someone in there to contain the monster, put some boundaries and a cage around the monster so that this thing can have a little bit of I guess, organization. Right now, it's just on the street. The monster's on the street. No one can control it.
You know what it reminds me of?
Money's flying everywhere, off the buildings, through the roof. It's ridiculous.
Reminds me of Jurassic Park a little bit.
How so?
You're Germ saying monsters.
I'm wondering how.
You're saying monsters loose. It's like Jurassic Park, man. They're just going to take over, man. It's just going to take over.
Well, the reason you could compare it to Jurassic Park, guys, is they created those monsters, and the NCAA kind of has allowed this to happen.
Yeah, but let's say all these football teams and all these schools really wanted to secede from the the NCAA and create their own type of league in their own vision. Can they even do that though? Can they just walk out and leave, or are they tied in some way to the NCAA?
I don't personally know, but in my heart of hearts and mind that I'm thinking they're tied to. Universities are tied to the NCAA, right?
I would think so. Yeah,
I think they have to be because they're NCAA universities. They're Division I colleges of the NCAA.
918 comment says NCAA isn't in control of college football.
Well, no, they're not. But was talks, or have been talks, especially since all the changes came a few years ago, that the top 50 teams or whatever are just going to create their own little league and govern themselves in their own way. And I mean, I guess it could happen, but I'm just like, could it though? Can they just walk up and again secede from the NCAA for just football or something? I just don't see it being that easy.
I don't see it being that easy.
I think there's too much money involved with I just think that why would they try to do that on their own? I mean, they're making
what
money
Greg said. What Greg what we've been talking about the last minute and a half, and what 918 said is NCAA is still the authority, but they're not in control. That's what I think. They're the authority, but they're not in control.
It's kind of ironic that NCAA has thrown out lack of institutional control penalties for all these schools over the years, when clearly the pot calling the kettle black there in regards to college football anyway.
Hey, as an English teacher, as a former English teacher for 20 years, I love it when someone points out irony. It's one of my favorite things, and that one takes the cake. That's a great – if I was still in the classroom teaching and not an assistant principal, I'd be going to school tomorrow and say, you want a good example of irony? NCAA. That's great, Greg.
The more you know. Hey, glad to be a part of it. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one, Greg. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so ironic that the NCAA gives people lack of institutional control when they have none themselves. Oh, man. NCAA. Wow. It's bad. Austin, going back to the NBA, says injuries are worse now in NBA playoffs because of load management in regular season. Players don't take season as seriously anymore. So then tonight's Jason Tatum injury, guys, had nothing to do with load management. Had nothing to do with how many minutes he's played. The Celtics are done, Jay. They're done.
They're probably done. Brunson, man, is unbelievable. Hey,
but Jay, if OKC gets Knicks or Pacers, it's a horrible matchup for the Eastern Conference.
Well, yeah. Hey, now 918 says they formed an advisory committee. They don't need NCAA when it comes to football and hold the cards. Hey, I'm going to get to trivia.
You still have presidents at universities who sometimes think they're.
I'm going to get to trivia because it just came to my mind.
35 minutes into this.
I know I have to do it, but pretty easy trivia. You probably don't have to Google this, but all I want to know is who sang the song "Ironic"?
Never heard of it.
Isn't it ironic? You don't know that song?
Never heard of it.
What?
What genre?
You've never heard "Ironic"? This will be answered very quickly.
Sing it.
Jeez.
Sing it.
Where do you live under a rock?
Why are you making a comment? Why are you making a comment about my house?
And Greg gets it.
Why do you make that comment about my house?
What?
Why do you make that comment about my house?
I said, do you live under a rock, Germ?
Yeah, that's rude, man.
You've seriously never heard that song?
I've never heard Isn't It Ironic?
No, Ironic's the name of the song.
Never heard of it.
Jeremy, if I can't play it on here because copyright, but you know it. Trust me. After the show's over, go listen to it. You've heard it.
I agree, Austin. The T-Wolves are scary. T-Wolves are scary.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go listen to that song, Jay. Maybe right now.
What?
I'm gonna have to go listen to that song maybe right now.
Yeah, go listen to it, Jeremy. I know you'll know it. It won't take you 5 seconds. You'll know exactly what it is. Man, you talk about a great artist, Alanis Morissette.
Overrated.
Overrated?
Yep.
How?
Now I tell you who I like, Jay.
Wait. Overrated.
Avril Lavigne.
Wait, you're saying Alanis Morissette's overrated, but now you're saying Avril Lavigne?
I wrote a grammar song with Avril Lavigne.
Hey, with her?
Not with her, but with her title.
Hey, wait. How can you give me one reason you can say Alanis Morissette's overrated? Are you talking about her?
It's an opinion.
Her voice or what?
I like Avril Lavigne better, man.
Hey, let's get to Chester.
Ant-Man, Scatman, Spider-Man, Wolves in 5. Is Steph still out, Jay? Is Steph still out?
Yes. Chester, Boomer Sooner for life. What's going on?
Hey, how y'all been?
It's been a while,
Good,
Chester. Great to hear
How
your
you
voice.
been, man?
A lot of real life. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that we're going to lose in Michigan. How are we going to lose in Michigan? That would be an embarrassing loss, in my opinion.
And I assume you're
Because
saying
of the quarterback?
for the
Just
same reason
not just
I'm
new
saying it.
quarterback,
They have
but
no
they're replacing a lot of people.
That's true. And it's in Norman.
and they're young, and it's early in the season.
Yeah, it's
OU's got to win that game. Have to
like
win
I
that
said.
game.
There's a lot of teams we're playing this year are new QBs. Some of them even have new coaching.
What's your record for OU right now? You're
9-3.
Okay.
No, playoffs or fire all of them from Joe C down. I'm tired of this crap.
I'm with you on playoffs or bust.
Okay. Like I said, and like you guys say, I love BV too, but he's not getting the job done. DeMarco Murray's like my second favorite player of all time, but he sucks as a coach.
Yeah, he hasn't been good.
Emmett Jones, we hear all this great stuff about Emmett Jones. I mean, I haven't seen a receiver worth of crap since he's been here. And then you know who. I got to do it. Beat and bust.
Oh,
what's the excuse going to be this year? We got
I
these
think the line's
3 years.
Hey,
I don't think the line's going to be good.
He's coached good lines before. You got to admit it.
When?
What do you
2019?
Chester, has Bill Bedenbaugh coached good offensive lines before?
Yeah.
So he hasn't.
He was great before. You're correct. He was great before. But like I said before, everybody gets complacent and comfortable at a job.
Well, maybe bringing Kevin Wilson in will.
Oh, Lord, not the Kevin Wilson crap again. Please, no.
Hey,
Kevin
Chester,
Wilson lost us the 2008 Natty, y'all.
He's not
terrible. What?
He's not going to be calling plays.
Sorry, I'm talking to my kids. Y'all be careful.
Hey, all right.
Sorry about that. But
No, you're good.
come on, Kevin Wilson, man. He couldn't even hack it at Indiana.
Oh, he's not the head coach. He's just here for advice and
Keep him as advisory only.
Hey, Chester, you're picking 9-3. Give me the top 2 reasons why you're picking 9-3.
I told y'all way back. I told you months ago that the schedule is not as hard as all y'all are making it out to be. We got a massive home to away advantage this year. I mean, our only road game until the Red River is Temple.
True.
And a lot of these teams that we're playing have new QBs, and some of them even have new coaching staffs. I don't know if they have new head coaching staffs, but
I like
not this year. Not this year. They can either go to playoffs or, like I've been saying for years, fire Joe Compliance. Okay, I'm sick of this crap. This is embarrassing.
It has been.
I hope they're 9-3.
Listen. What do they tell us all the time? There's only one Oklahoma, baby. Defend the standard. Trust the process. How many times are they going to tell us 7 national titles, 50-something conference wins, 8 million All-Americans? How many times are they going to tell us that and then go out there and 6 and 7?
Yeah.
This is year 4. This is year 4. It's not a rebuild no more.
It's got to be better.
9-3.
Boomer Sooner for life.
Hey, Boomer Sooner for life.
Hey,
yes.
Chester. Hey, this comment, obviously, yeah, best quarterback since Dylan Gabriel. They weren't any good last year at quarterback. Joe C has 0 to do with compliance. He even said so on Teddy and Gabe's show. Yeah. And Daniel said that before, too. He doesn't really do anything with compliance. Meds, it has been 24 years, correct.
OU has not won a national championship in football in 24 years.
Correct.
25. Really, 2000 was last year. So.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's right. What is I was going to get to?
9-1-8. Hey, tomorrow night you got the Thunder, Jay.
You do.
Are we going to be on? What's our plan tomorrow night?
What time's that game tomorrow?
Tomorrow night's game will tip about 8:40.
We'll play that by ear, I guess, Jerm.
Play it by ear.
But you got a lot later in the week. Things kind of ramp up a little bit.
Oh, with softball.
But football wise, there's just not going to be in news for a while. I don't think.
No,
because and part of the reason is the recruiting right now is just waiting and seeing, man.
Hey, the biggest news tonight, though, and not even close, is the ticker. Look at it right there. Days since OU football last recruit, 104 days, January 28, 2025, 4-star Daniel Odom. Okay? Check out the fan stop. Subscribe to the Shirt of the Month Club. You see it all there. Tickers sometimes don't even get noticed. This one will be noticed every day because that number is going to keep going up, and it'll be something fun to look at every night. Paycom will be popping tomorrow. It's going to be insane.
Got to get the W, man. You got to play better than they've been playing.
Got to play better.
You got to play better. You can't be shooting the ball tight. You can't be
Pierce is going 7-10. Pierce is going 7-10.
Yep, I agree. 117-102. Austin's projecting the win there.
Yep, BV got to be better, Donnie. BV got to be better.
BV got to be better, Donnie.
Guys,
we all got to be better. They got to get some wins this year, man. So
yeah. Hey, before you guys exit this live stream, do us a favor. Hit the like. Hit the like before you exit the live stream and check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com. It's a fun one again, as always. It's only Monday, but Tuesday's right around the corner, a few hours away. We hope you guys have a terrific Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow. We got our live. We got Thunder stuff coming up as the Thunder play. So this is where you check it out. Appreciate y'all.